Okay, so this is my career project. My presentation, you'll get to know a little bit about me, my desired career, and what it entails, and technology in my desired career. My bio, my name is Meredith Hose. My major is health and human performance with an emphasis in exercise science. My minor is biology, and my hometown is Monroe, Wisconsin, home of cheese days, and this is our square when it is cheese days in Monroe. Okay, so what I want in my personal strengths. So my personal strengths are organization, helping others, working until a task is done, patience, understanding, seeing the good in everything, and empathy. And what I want to make a difference in people's lives, specifically with kids, so to make a positive change in their lives. I want to be able to provide for my future children, and I also want to volunteer at humane societies throughout my life. As you see the dog background, I absolutely love work or volunteering at the Humane Society, and I want to stay active and healthy throughout my life. So, my desired career, I don't know if you can guess by just looking at this, but it is pediatric occupational therapy. So basically, they work with kids with fine sensory and visual motor skills to enhance quality of living. So daily tasks of pediatric OTs. So this on the, sorry, I'm moving this around if you can see that, but this list right here, this is basically what I saw when I job shadowed pediatric OT. So basically, they prepare for upcoming patients by reading their file. They assess new patients when they come in to get a baseline level, or they work with patients that they have already seen to improve their condition. They also talk to their parents about their child's diagnosis and literally everything like their progress, plan of action, insurance, etc. Um, they also document what was done in the appointment, what is improved, what hasn't improved, etc. They document everything they have to, it's required, so the doctor can see it. And they often collaborate with speech therapy as well. So I embedded this link to a more of an information video about occupational therapy, pediatrics specifically, and you can watch this on your own time, but um, with Screencastify, it won't record audio. Doesn't matter how you do it on here, it won't record it unless you pay extra. So I'm not going to play it for you guys, but please check it out if you want to know more about occupational therapy. So what a pediatric OT encompasses, they encompass the ability to work with children, ability to effectively communicate with a child's parents, understanding what to do in different scenarios, being understanding of the patient, going above and beyond for their patients, empathy, and joy. So there are a couple different obstacles that I thought of in this field. The first one I thought of is uncooperative children. So before a client came in one day when I was job shadowing, she's like, just be prepared for this one. Like I used to be afraid of clients like this because, or patients like this because they kind of just scream the whole time if their parents are out of the room and they don't want to do anything and they just scream and cry the whole time. And then you feel like you're not making progress with them because they're just, but you are. It's just hard when they're screaming out the whole time and crying. How I said I'll overcome this, I have to stay calm, obviously. It'll freak them out if I don't stay calm. And then try different things to get their mind on something else. I noticed that's what she was doing, so that's what I will do to overcome that. And just experience with these different types of patients. I feel like I'll figure out how to get them out of their tantrum that they're having. And then the next obstacle that I put on here is uncooperative parents. So during my job shadowing time, I also noticed that there were a lot of different kinds of parents that came in. Some were very interesting, okay? But so some parents don't do enough at home. I saw both extremes. Some don't do enough, and some are just overbearing, like they're in their ear the whole time, like you have to do this and this and this. And both extremes are not good. You need to meet in the middle. So, how I'll overcome this. So, it sounds bad, but sometimes I'll just have to disconnect on what's happening at home because that's out of my power. I can't really do anything about it. I'll just have to disconnect emotionally because I won't be able to handle it if I just get so attached to the children. So that's how I'll overcome it. This one is 21st century learning skills. It's still loading here. But usually in pediatric occupational therapy, everything is usually physical activity and physical object oriented for good reason. It's how they improve their condition. Nevertheless, some things I could incorporate were the physical activity game on the wall that Hans actually mentioned in class. I thought that was interesting, so the kid could just touch different spots. He could reach for fine motor skills. So, and then also eye tracking is a big one too, so I could do that on the wall. So technology that's already used in occupational therapy, sorry, I don't know why it's so slow, but so technology system that's specific to the hospital. So this is where they put in their data like from the patients, and so and you can communicate with doctors too, email, all of that. But usually therapy has a specific program, so they can put movements on a sheet to print them out for the parents so they can do it at home, stuff like that. And another one was ultrasound machine. This is more for hand therapists, but if a child has like a specific injury, it could be used too. So an ultrasound machine, it helps relieve pain and promotes tissue healing. And this last one is a splint warmer. So if you watch that video that I embedded, she kind of shows what you do with that. So basically you have a sheet of a certain type of fabric, or I don't even know what it's called, but then you trace out their mold and then you cut it out and then you warm it up. So then you can mold it to the person's, like if you want to splint their arm, you can mold it to their arm. So conclusion, basically you just learned a little bit more about me and my profession that I want to take part in. I don't know why these slides are so slow, but yeah, that's just a little bit about me. And then this is my first part of my resume. So I actually just applied to occupational therapy programs. So this is the one that I submitted. So my objective was obviously to obtain a position in an occupational therapy program. And then I have my education here, my job experience here. And then on the next page, volunteering, I have 4 different things: job shadowing, and then clubs and activities in college, and then activities and acknowledgements from high school. So yeah, that's my resume. And then this last one, I only had references for pictures because I basically kind of went off experience for what I did for the OT stuff. So yeah, that's it.